Peace and blessings, everyone. Again, this is Nakia, aka Queen Peace, and we are right in shadow work time. So we're going to get right into it, okay? And previously, we continue to give thanks in everything that we do. This part is very important, though, as we start talking about shadow work. And the last time we talked about how the shadow was born. So make sure you go back and check out that video. And basically, I'm going to go through, read a certain part of how to start addressing your shadow side, and then my own experience with that so you can take action in your life. So today we have ignore the shadow at your own peril. The ancient Greeks understood the need to honor all of the parts of the psyche. For them, these parts were worshipped as autonomous gods and goddesses. This is also a practice in ancient Egypt and in lots of places all over the world. The Greeks knew a god or a goddess you ignored became the one who turned against you and destroyed you. Any part we disown within us turns against us. The personal shadow represents a collection of these disowned parts. So here's the problem: the shadow can operate on its own without our full awareness. It's as if our conscious self goes on autopilot while the unconscious assumes control. We do things we don't wouldn't normally do and later regret it if we catch it. We say things we wouldn't say. Our facial reactions express emotions we don't consciously feel. Remaining unconscious of the shadow hurts our relationships with our spouses, family, and friends, and it will impact our professional relationships as well as our leadership abilities. Do you remember Robert Louis Stevenson, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde? Dr. Jekyll was a respectable gentleman, the good, conscious side of the personality, who took a portion to separate out his darker impulses to create a creature free of conscious named Mr. Hyde, the personal shadow. Looney Tunes did a fun version. There's an example here. But basically, Dr. Jekyll could not control the actions of his darker half, leading him to commit unscrupulous acts, including murder. Such is the fate, although often not so severe, of anyone who denies his or her shadow side. Okay, and so right there, in capturing that, what I pull from that is things that maybe you responded to someone being very short or being very rude because you're in a space. Okay, for me, I've had this. I've always been self-driven, right, and self-motivated, and sometimes I don't have much patience for playtime, and my response at times can be somewhat off-putting or maybe even rude, right? Just not having the patience for those that may really just want to play, right? And that it's not just for adults, it can be for children too. And what I've realized is that there's a time to focus and respond. And sometimes I pick this up from the environment where I'm working. You have a lot of people that are mean and angry. And sometimes we have to be aware of when we pick those things up. And I may have responded. I know somebody was like, hey, can I help you out? Or you need something? It's like, no, I don't need anything right now. And not really paying attention to how you respond in every moment, right? And how someone can take that, especially when we talk about the relationships. I really like what they talk about the relationships for you, your spouse, and your family, that we have to be mindful of where we are in our environments and how they're currently making us feel, because some environments that we're in that are very stressful. I know I work in a corporate organization and things can be really stressful. We have to find out what are the ways that we can balance that time. So, but first, the biggest thing is to be able to address it, right? To be able to be aware of it. So once you're aware of how you respond, right? How you interact with others, maybe you're short. I've been short with others. And then I said to myself, Nikia, that's not really cool. Would you like someone to respond that way to you? And that's the feedback that I give to my children. So with that, I leave that to you, right? In reference to do not let the shadow go on autopilot. Be aware of your actions and then take action and just say, you know what? I apologize for acting the way that I did. And you can apologize to yourself first and then to the person or the situation, and know that you can be better and then do better. All right, this is your host, Nakia, signing off. Make sure that you share, like, and subscribe and hit that notifications button there so we can continue to keep these videos going, rolling. And remember, I'm here to help you to continue to know yourself. And so that that shadow side, you have a balance of the light that you share, but then also the shadow so they come together. So you truly have mastery of self. So, with all of that said, remember to be true, be brilliant, be you. Peace.